Recording.
All right, you could intro this one.
Wait, did you write down the let me pause. I am resuming recording. Oh yeah. I wonder how that looks when it pauses.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so recording. Okay, so I'll start this one off. Whee! I'm trying to think what I'm gonna say. Okay, got it. Yeah. I should start writing down like what I'm gonna say for the intros, even though I won't read it exactly how I write it. Never do. That's why I can't do scripted shit. Got a lot of content for bloopers later.
For sure.
They're stuck in my throat.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. Hold up. My gas is coming too.
There it is.
Okay, we got this. Okay, we're rolling. Tech Guys Chronicles. That's right. That's what I named. On today's video, oh shit.
My level's still good?
Yeah, his level's still good. Today on Tech Guys Chronicles, we're going to be talking about the Canon M50. Should you buy it in 2021? Oh, yeah. My name is Ben, and that is Steve.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, that like button on this video. You know what to do. Oh, yeah, notification bell as well. But as a 2018 camera, the Canon M50. Oh man, I love this camera. Steve, you've done video on your channel for this this camera. Links down below to our personal channels, and I have done many videos on this Canon M50. I'm like a self-proclaimed expert on this camera.
That's how I got here.
What do you think, Steve? Is this camera relevant in 2021? This camera is almost it debuted in like 2017 and it finally came out in 2018. Like the camera's almost 3 years old, which is a long service life for a camera or any electronic these days, because like it feels like you buy technology today in like 2 or 3 months it's been replaced or something's better out. So what do you think?
I think it is. I do think it's still relevant, and this is coming from. I'm not an expert, but for a $600, $700 entry level camera, like when you really think about it now, what other camera can you buy for that low of a price? You know, that has the features that this camera has. Obviously, you could spend $1,000 or $2,000 and you'll get better features, but for $600 or $700 to like start vlogging, what could really beat it right now? I mean, that's a legit question. Sure. Like, are there a lot of cameras that can beat the M50? I don't know.
For at this price range, I think brand new it's like $699, $799. Yeah. If you you know, buy it brand new. Used you might can get it for like $500 or $600, and it's a really good deal if you're starting off photography or you want to shoot 1080p video. I don't recommend the M50 for 4K, but with that being said, for beginners, it's a perfect camera. And your question or your comment was, is there any better camera for this price range? Not really. I mean, you have DSLR models like a Nikon 3000 series or a Canon 80D, if you can find one of those, or a 90D or an SL3 from Canon. Sony has some options too, but I mean, we'll talk about why I prefer the Canon at this price point than other brands for, you know, photo or video, you know, and video for 1080p. 4K is out the window. Look elsewhere if you want 4K.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about like any technology being obsolete in like 6 months, some things, you what could they have really added to this camera after 2 years to say, I need to upgrade this camera? I don't think there's much. There's like little things that we can talk about that are, you wouldn't pay $2,000 for a camera and not have a clean HDMI out. But if you're buying a $600 camera, do we want it? Of course, but you get what you pay for. It's a really good camera, but you're just not getting like every little thing. So that's why I think it's still relevant. Because if someone's coming out with a newer camera at that price point, are they really going to put those extra specs into it and say, okay, we'll give you more for $600? Then you're not going to want to buy a higher end camera, if that makes sense.
For sure. I mean, it's rumored and known that Canon makes it so they don't cannibalize their own other cameras, the higher model cameras. But I mean, for photo, it's solid. I shot it at a wedding. I shot it as a backup as a wedding, and it's, to the normal user, they would not distinguish a difference between if it's shot on a Canon M50 or say a professional camera. And I say professional, but that's up to subjectiveness. The only downfall for this camera that I can see, I know we have a lot of notes right here. We didn't even go for the benefits yet, but the biggest downfall I would see is if you have big hands. This camera is probably not in your realm. You might go for an 80D or a 90D or 90D instead, or SL3 from Canon. But even then, it's hard to beat this camera. Even in 2021, a 3-year-old camera that is pretty flawless for what it does. That it does well, if that makes sense. Like I said, 4K out the window. No, straight to jail.
A cool thought about the big hands thing is, like probably the middle of last year, you were showing me some small rig cages. And I noticed a lot of people on YouTube, they bought them because they use cages. But one of the benefits they would always say is, even if you don't have a lot of accessories, it makes it feel, better in your hand, more like a more expensive DSLR, because it has, I guess, the handle on the side. So it makes it bigger. And you know what they say about
that's what I said. I don't know if the audience caught that. I said that's what she said.
Oh, but I missed it.
Yeah, you did. But yes, I mean, you can add girth to the camera. I mean, that with a bunch of things. I mean, I've shot in my videos. I'll link the playlist up there and in the description below. I shot the M50 with my L series lenses from Canon. And if you guys don't know what L series lenses are, they're like huge lenses. I actually do not have my Canon M50 on me, and I see Steve has his. I actually sold Steve onto buying an M50. I sold my personal M50 to my brother. He's using it for a webcam use now. He's a gamer, and
we could show it side by side.
Oh yeah. So that's Steve's on his right hand. It's his
Sony
his right,
A7 III.
Yeah, his right, our left, or your left, the audience left. But that's the A7S, A7 III camera. But yeah, benefits, it's portable. The M50 is super portable. I mean, I have here we go. This is Canon's, I think this is a G7X Mark III, could be the 2. You really can't tell the difference from the front. But this is a small pocket camera. This getting bigger. This is an A7S II. This is a 6D with a 85mm lens on it. See how big this is? But the Canon M50, I mean, I did quite a bit of vlogging back in the day, like 2 years ago. I don't know why I left, but I did.
In your prime, back in your prime.
Back in my
Every
prime.
day it seemed you dropped the video for the M50.
I know.
Those were the days.
It was a good time, Check my link out. But okay, let me go to a story. I went to VidCon or any of the conventions, and I vlogged there, of course. And carrying an M50, people look at you, but they don't look at you when you carry like a huge camera like this walking around.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Look at the difference. And smaller camera like a G7X or even the Canon M50, which is not much bigger than this.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not even that much bigger. Just the grip and the lens.
You can put that in your pocket and go anywhere. So yes, one of the benefits of the Canon M50, besides its great photo ability for what it is, and great usable 1080p footage, is this portability. It's inexpensive. We said like $600 to $800, depending on where you buy it or how you buy it.
Yep, and that's new.
It does, like the M50 does shoot 4K, but it's really good for. It's really
drawback.
yeah, it's really good 4K. It's 100 megabits 4K a second, but the autofocus sucks. It's slow. Okay, yeah. So the Canon M50 in 4K, it's cropped in way more, and we talked about that in the video up there, the previous video up there. Yeah, go watch that after this video, not now. But yeah, but 1080p, the Canon M50 has a dual pixel autofocus, and that is super quick, accurate on most lenses. The lens that you buy that comes with the Canon M50, it's amazing. A lot of people vlog with that. The Canon M50 is, and on top of that, even in 2021, which Canon, there is a Canon rumor, it's not official, that they might axe the M line, which don't make sense because the Canon M50 is definitely one of the better selling, maybe most selling camera. And that's judging by the views, and people are still making M50 content of how-to content in 2021. That means people are buying this camera, learning how to watch it and use it.
Yeah, and they sell it everywhere. You could get it at Best Buy,
They
at a
do.
camera store, and you could get it at Target. Like Target has them.
Yes. For shizzle my nizzle. Now the drawbacks. I'm not gonna say the Canon M50 is perfect. There's definitely drawbacks.
The first thing I want to say, I have to say, the battery life is fucking terrible.
We'll beep that out, but it's fucking terrible.
So bad.
Yes. I actually had a video about this too on my channel, but I would recommend, at least if you're vlogging or even taking photos, I would definitely have 2 or 3 batteries. That's one battery in the camera and 2 extras. You cannot charge this camera over USB. So if you're doing all day vlogging, which I have done with the Canon M50, definitely have at least 2 batteries on tap. I had 3, but
that was a good drawback we didn't have on there, charging it in the camera.
Yeah, there you go. Pick my mind. Hashtag
yeah.
Picks dong mind. But you have here dirty HDMI out. So this camera, the Canon M50, does not have clean HDMI out. So it'll have all bunch of the info on the screen when you have an HDMI out. And it's really a moot point right now because Canon released a webcam utility which you can plug in your Canon M50 and use it as a webcam. That's what my brother does. I'll link his channel somewhere around here.
And it's out of beta now.
Yeah, it's great. Beta. It works. I mean, my brother had a Logitech webcam with a Brio and all that, but he chose to use the Canon M50 because it's visibly sharper. Even though it's still shooting 1080, with the actual lens on there, it focuses quick. It picks up everything. You look sharper. I mean, we're both on webcams right now on this what do you call this, vlog video how to, but yeah, I mean, it looks like a webcam, but when you shoot with a webcam, when you have your webcam as like an actual camera, it's amazing.
Maybe next video we should shoot with our cameras.
Oh yeah, that's what I can do. I had this yeah, before I
remember when I did it the last time, I forgot to plug it in and the camera just died. It happened to me. We were doing this and I was using my Canon M50. I forgot to plug it in and the battery was done in like 30 minutes.
The battery is a depletable source.
Yeah, but I mean, the battery's like this, like that's the thing that's crazy. The battery's so small. I mean, to make this camera that small, it's a really tiny little battery.
Yes. Now, the biggest, I wouldn't say the biggest, but for a professional, the biggest drawback to this camera is the sensor size. And we did a video, I'll link it up here again, on sensor size. So the sensor on the Canon M50 is a crop sensor. It's an APS-C sensor, and that is a 1.6x crop. So whatever lens you mount onto the Canon M50, you got to multiply the focal length by 1.6, and that's your actual focal length in 35 millimeter equivalents. Yeah, but I mean those drawbacks we just mentioned are so nitpicking for the beginner. Like most people are not even gonna notice those drawbacks. Like photo quality is amazing, video for in 1080p is amazing. Autofocus on photos and videos is like top notch. You're getting like the Canon's best autofocus in a camera that's like $600. I mean,
And the face tracking is really good on that camera.
oh yeah, and touch to focus is amazing. You have all the cool features, but in a little small package.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I was surprised that it was only like $700,
Right? That's
but
why it sells so well because not everybody wants to spend 1,000 plus on a camera, which I understand. $1,000 is a lot to a lot of people.
yeah, I don't, I know I personally didn't want to spend. I think my limit for a camera was like $800 to $900 is what I wanted to spend when I bought my first one,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely was between this and a Nikon. And what made me choose this was how small it was,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much.
Most people, when they come to me and ask what kind of camera should I buy, I ask them, "What's your budget?" And it's always $800, $700, under 1,000. You never see anybody think these cameras cost upwards of $2,000, $3,000. And if you're looking for a camera that's under $1,000, this is the one to get for starting out.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that is close to it in that price
Mhm.
range.
It is basically a DSLR just in a small package. I mean, there's
Yeah,
more to say it.
it has
It's
a flip screen. I know
show
even
show them the flip screen. Yeah, flip out screen.
I love this. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the
Vlog
reason I bought
action.
it to vlog, and like I've never really vlogged with it. Only in the past couple of months I've been doing recordings and I use it. But like
Oh
obviously the
yeah,
screen pops out and you can turn it
yeah, for
facing you
shizzle.
or facing it the other way.
The
And not
ultimate
a lot of
selfie
cameras
camera.
at this price point have that. Even the new, like when we start talking about what we're shooting with now,
Mm-hmm.
my new camera is like 4 times more expensive and it doesn't even have a flip screen.
That's amazing because Sony took them so long to make a flip out screen or a flip up screen. They add the flip up screen on the A6400, I believe, and they added on their the big mirrorless lines. Look, this is A7S Mark II, and I look that's it. But the
Same.
A7S Mark III, which I don't have yet, it can go flip out. But I mean, these cameras are expensive, but they're no match for the M50. But then again, we're not talking about $3,000 cameras. Um, Now you might be asking, yeah. So you brought that up, Steve. What are you shooting with now? You said the A7, A7 III.
Yeah, currently
Yeah,
the A7 III, and it has the same screen as yours. It just flips up.
yeah,
I did see somebody mod it to make it flip another way, but that was nuts.
yeah.
Um,
I'm not into that life.
yeah, so yeah, like I said, this camera when I bought it was on sale with the lens. What lens is this? The 28 to 70 kit lens, and on sale, I think it was $1,800. So we'll say after tax $2,000. I wouldn't have bought this as my first camera, even though it's a really good camera. But now that I have it, man, and it's not even like a super professional camera, but it has like
Everything you
100
need.
times more options than the Canon. That's why the Canon M50, and another benefit is how easy it is to use. It has like 5 setting folders, and each folder only has like 4 or 5 options in it. Like you can get it set up really fast. And you
Oh
can
yeah, for
link
sure.
Binh's videos because he has about 20 of them about this camera. Anything you need to know about this camera, Binh has a video for. But yeah, once I got into the A7 III settings, it's a whole new world, man. There are
Oh
things
yeah.
I don't even know what's going on. So that was a whole other set of YouTube videos I had to go watch. And now I'm actually trying to pass that information on to beginners on my channel as easy as possible. So I'll hopefully have some videos coming. But yes, to answer the question, my current camera is the Sony A7 III full frame.
And don't ask me that question because
You have like 1,000 cameras.
um if you watch me and follow me on my personal channel, the 6D Mark II was my go-to vlogging camera. The M50 when I had it was amazing because I could carry it when I want to. But I do tend to grab the small G7X Mark II or 3. I have the 3 here and the 2 behind me. You have 2 cameras right there and a set. So this is gonna kill a lot of people, but I'm gonna move to Sony very soon. I'm selling all my Canon stuff. It's killing me because I have pretty much every lens that you can think of that Canon makes. Yeah. And why am I doing it? It's because I have a reason. I always have a reason to upgrade. And that's what I always tell people, like, oh man, I want to buy a new camera and all that, but always have a reason. And have a reason, that's not you have gas. Gas is gear acquisition syndrome. Don't buy it because you need to buy it. Buy it because you have maxed out your current equipment, and you need something from another equipment that your current equipment does not have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Long story short, don't
Yeah.
upgrade unless you need to and you could afford it.
Yes. Well, affording it, of course. Don't go.
Because anyone
Yeah.
could get a credit card, but you don't want to pay like $12,000 for a high-end camera and then like, I'm never
Not
going
know
to
how to
use
use
it.
it. Exactly. Like the Canon M50. I mean, Steve did mention that the A7 III has a lot of features that he, still is learning how to use, and that's cool and all. But the M50 I'm not saying that it doesn't have those features, but it has everything that you need to do photos and videos.
Yeah.
It has all the features for a beginner. I mean, you can do shoot a manual. You have all the the aperture priority, the shutter priority, the program mode, the scene mode. You have everything in the M50. But like a higher model camera might give you better quality, or it might give you more creature comforts. It's like going from like a base model Honda Civic into buying like a BMW.
Yeah, they give you a lot of, I mean, I'll say smaller updates. Like you could, I don't know, I forgot the technical word, but like syncing settings to buttons. There's like 5 buttons you could sync settings to. It has, I mean, the Canon, like we said, has face tracking, but the Sony has animal face tracking as well. So like, it's not something I'm going to use. Well, I do. I love taking pictures of ducks. Ducks have faces. Maybe I will use it.
I'm
But
old school. I do it manually.
it's like little things like that. But it's also like really in-depth settings you could change that a beginner wouldn't need to know that. Like I still don't really even need all these settings, but I just felt like I was outgrowing this one. And I just wanted something a little bit bigger. And I wanted a full frame camera, to be honest. That was one of the other things.
When talking to you, it seemed like you were ready for that full frame jump. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You were looking for better quality. We're not saying that the M50 quality is bad, but there comes to a point where you just want better quality, and you need to max out the equipment you have now, or the smaller equipment, to utilize the bigger equipment. Because this is my analogy for anything like technical. If I give the same an expensive camera to an amateur that doesn't know how to use camera, don't know like the basics of photography or videography, and I give a really cheap camera to a professional or somebody that's well versed and fluent with cameras and technology, who do you think is going to take a better photo or a video? The person
The
that
pro.
knows. Yeah,
He'll probably take a better picture with an iPhone than someone with.
that's funny because Canon's 4K kind of sucks, so and overheating issues. So I kind of resorted to this to shooting 4K, which is a iPhone.
Interesting.
But yes, don't upgrade if you have to. Don't upgrade until you have to. And
Yeah.
we'll touch on this point briefly because we can talk about it in another video. The M50 Mark II. I have not seen anybody have that camera yet. I guess the COVID thing. I hate saying that word because it's going to flag our video, but we'll say it. COVID has taken out a lot of electronic stuff, and I have a subscription for B&H and Crutchfield and Adorama saying when the camera's going to be in stock, but it hasn't been in stock. And I wanted to review the camera, but then again, I don't want to review the camera because it's no difference than the Canon M50 Mark I, the one we're talking about now.
And we have a video on that as well. I think that one's on your regular
Yeah,
page.
it's on my channel, but we'll talk about it on this channel too.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't change anything physically with the camera besides adding social media posting from the camera and a clean HDMI out, which kind of
I
negates
don't
the
think they
point.
did it. I don't think they added clean.
Oh, they didn't?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Well, that makes it even worse because the webcam utility fixes the webcam issue. So I'm not too sure what's the point of the Canon M50 Mark II unless somebody decided that Canon like, oh yeah, well maybe we didn't think about this thoroughly, because the 4K they didn't fix that issue either. It's still trash and cropped in. So
and the other
Canon
interesting
M50
is that you mentioned like the C word, the word we don't like to say.
2020.
They still announced
2020.
it though. Yeah, 2020. You would think, okay, 2020 is the reason why it got delayed, but they still made a huge announcement on social media, I think in September, and I think it was supposed to come out in December.
Yeah.
So they had all those Instagram posts, they posted the specs, and I think they even posted it for not for sale, but it's on their website, like not for sale yet, but it's on there. But I feel like it's not coming out.
It's funny because if you go on Amazon, there's sellers that says they have it in stock, which how? Because unless they bought out all the B&H and whatever stock, because I haven't seen an email yet. But yes, Canon 50, if you can't find one, that's the go-to. And
I think that's going to be the way if they do come out with it that it sells, is they just stop making M50s. They just pull, like, there's a lot of them I think still available. They'll have to pull them all. But like you said, it's the exact same camera. All they have to do is pull them all, put new software in it, and resell them as Mark IIs, right?
I have no clue. That's what on paper that's what it looks like. But
it's crazy.
If you're buying a brand new Canon 50, if you can't find one, and the Canon 50 Mark II is out, well, you might as well buy the Mark II if it's the same price.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But
I think that's all we have.
That's all we have. Well, if you guys and girls and people have been watching till this moment, thank you. Now, if you have any things you want to see on this channel, comment down below, or even say hi down below. Say, oh yeah, down below. Like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and, well, where can you find us?
You can find me on Twitter at Strange177A. You can find me on Instagram at the same handle, Strange177A. What about you? You
can find me at Bindong, BINHDONG, on most social media platforms. You can find me on TikTok at Bin There Dong That. I'll leave it down in the description. And on YouTube, we'll link both of our YouTubes down in the description below. Now, we're trying to start out a little Instagram as well for this channel, Tech Guys Chronicles, and that's at Tech Guy Chronicles on Instagram. We don't know what we're gonna post yet, but it's gonna be technology stuff. We'll get there sooner or later. Follow us though. Well, until next time. Oh yeah.
Later, guys.